The transport policies in place today will not reduce carbon emissions to where we need to be. If transport is serious about ending its carbon dependency, it needs to do more. Ambitious policy interventions can reduce CO2 emissions from transport by 30% by 2050, according to our projections here at the International Transport Forum. That would be less than half the CO2 which cars, ships, planes, and trains will emit into the atmosphere if we just carry on. But to achieve that, we need to act now. And we need to act decisively. And we can. Many of the tools to decarbonize transport are here. We don't need to wait for a silver bullet. But to put in place all the different policies and measures, to make sure they dovetail and are effective together to deliver real decarbonization results, to put these into place, we need two things above all. First, greater political ambition, the political will to move things forward and overcome indifference and pushback. Sheer determination has given humankind the Great Wall of China, space flight, and cures against deadly diseases. For the moment, we can also still stop global warming. Second, more and better collaboration. In absence of the silver bullet that solves the problem for us, we need to work together in the spirit of true cooperation. We are all in it together. There is no single force that will implement and enforce what needs to be done for us. And so we must now show that we are able to translate the joint responsibility which all nations bear together, the heavy responsibility, into concerted action. This applies to the transport sector, which emits roughly a quarter of man-made CO2, and to all others. In fact, one of the most powerful levers we have is to create integrated decarbonization approaches across sectors. An electric car powered by electricity produced from coal-fired plant remains part of the problem. But making it part of the solution is not within the remit of transport policymakers. In the Race to Zero dialogues, we have brought together a broad coalition of stakeholders to develop concrete next steps to decarbonize the transport sector. The Race to Zero dialogues for transport unlock the pathway for climate actions that we need to bring to COP26. Many countries, too many countries, still have no transport decarbonization measures in their NDCs, or only weak ones. To help them choose effective policies, the ITF has created the Transport Climate Action Directory. The Transport Climate Action Directory contains more than 60 transport-related policy measures that cut CO2 assessed for their effectiveness. This tool provides policymakers with options that can deliver concrete decarbonization outcomes for their specific context. Since COP21, we have also worked with several countries, developed and developing, as well as cities in our Decarbonizing Transport initiative to help them design their own pathways to zero emissions. The ITF is also a committed and active member of the Marrakesh Partnership for Global Climate Action, and we are proud to serve as focal point for transport. Through initiatives like this, the ITF will continue to contribute to raising ambition, to speeding up action, and ensuring effective policies